Tiffany, my first question out the gate.
Okay.
Um, Most people who teach boundaries had
hmm
to survive the version of themselves that had none.
hmm
What was the moment, the actual moment, that you realized the way you were showing up in your relationships was costing you everything?
I was 21. It was dead of winter. I can remember I was January and I needed help. And the way that I asked for help was hinted, it was laced with fear of asking because, when you ask for help, you got to hear everybody's song and dance and the way they tell you no. I was a people pleasing overgiver and I would overextend myself. But I found myself in a position where my car was down, dead winter. I'm from Detroit, so it was literally 2 degrees outside and I had no one to turn to. And the way that I was showing up was creating an imbalance because I thought if I gave, then I would have people that would be there willing to help me. And instead of cultivating relationships that would be reciprocal, I didn't vet the person to see if they were safe. I didn't vet people to see if they could actually give me what I was looking for. I was just over giving, just throwing it all at the wall, hoping that something would stick, hoping that they would
Mm,
stay. I was trying to love them with my abandonment wounds because it's abandonment wounds to make you overgive. So as I sat in my car for 3 hours waiting for AAA and they never came, I
mm,
had to think about my giving because it's easy to go to one end of the spectrum and say, well, I have no boundaries, so let me just cut everybody off and go crazy. But that would be also punishing me. I teach my mentees that you want balance. So in that moment, in that cold car, I forced myself to say, well, what does balance look like for you? And how are you willing to show up? And are you willing to leave when you don't get it? Instead of getting bitter, I got better. I was bitter cold, but I wasn't going to make it hard in my heart because that wasn't fair to me. So it was that moment in January that I realized that I was doing something off.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So with that, what got you into teaching it? How did you go from being that person to teaching how to be that person? Like,
It's
what in your
funny.
background got you to that?
So I'm an educator. I have an education background. So I always wanted to teach, and I was certified to teach high school. That's secondary ed, 6 through 12, right? And I got into it. I realized that was not for me. So I moved into so many other things as women do. We find our talents and we benefit from what makes us special individually. And I wound up married, a homemaker. I'm still a homemaker, but I'm a life coach as well. And I had these women coming to me wanting to be softer and kinder and sweeter for a husband who, forgive my language, was a piece of shit. And I had to
Mm,
ask them, what makes you want to do more for him when he's not even meeting your basics? And they're telling me, because women are supposed to be softer and they're supposed to be more feminine and they're supposed to, and if I was more feminine, then he would be more masculine. And I'm like, that's not how that works. So I was on a platform giving housewife advice, and all of these broken women were coming to me trying to be better for a man who was not even rising to the occasion for himself. So
mm,
Feminine but Firm was born, which is my 6 week course that I started running in 2020, and I'm still running it every 6 weeks. I have the women, they come to my cohort, they get their workbook, the notebook. It's self-guided, but we meet once a week just to discuss the course and to discuss how they felt about it. And from there, the business was born because there were so many people
okay.
who actually needed the help. They gravitated toward me. And it's funny that they weren't looking for boundaries, but they found them. I'm not going to have you go into a lifestyle that's as predatory as housewifery can be. It's a very vulnerable
Okay.
position. I can't, in good conscience, suggest you ever go and do that if you don't know how to self advocate, if you don't know how to first identify your needs and then communicate your needs. You don't need to be with
Hmm.
nobody, not a man, not a woman, not a cat or a dog. So the business was born and it's developed into so many different beautiful things. I'm really grateful for the platform that hosted me and had me answering questions for housewives. It was fantastic. And it's just grown so beautifully.